Hey team, Ray here and here for MotoNZ, and exciting stuff. I've been sent a care package all the way from GoPro HQ. Let's check out the brand new GoPro Hero 12. All right, care package time. Let's check out what we've got. I know that we've got a brand new GoPro Hero 12. We've got, check this out, Max Lens Mod 2.0. Oh, the bloody good buggers have even sent me an SD card. We've got Alexa 32 gig. It's a U3 class 10. We've got a helmet mount, an extra battery, and we've got the chesty. We're going to dive into this and all the features on the GoPro Hero 12. I'm going to try and do all the chapter markers on the bottom there. So if you find this bit a bit boring, skip ahead. Okay, GoPro Hero 12. Let's whip it open. It's almost like Christmas. Big changes with the GoPro Hero 12. We've got 27 megapixel photos. We've got 5.3K at 60p, that's 60 frames a second. Or if we go down to 4K, we can do 120 frames per second. We're going to get that real buttery smooth, crystal clear slow-mo stuff going on. We've got voice control like we've had in previous cameras. We're waterproof up to 10 meters. We can go to 8 times slow-mo, mod ready, so we can use the studio mod or the Max Lens Mod 2.0. We'll talk about that later on. And we can go 10-bit color as well. All right, let's get into this. I'm losing my bits of paper. All right, what do we got in the box? We've got a USB-A to USB-C for charging. We've got our first GoPro mount. Got a little screw adapter there. We've got the battery, very important. A mount. Okay, so we've got everything we need to get going, to get started with this camera. And then, oh, beautiful. Don't you love a brand new bit of kit? It's all sealed up. Camera must be updated before you use it. That is not a hard process, but we'll show you how to do it. Here we go. So if you know anything about GoPro, you've used them in the past, what you need to know about this camera is basically from the Hero 9 to this one, the 12, the chassis of the camera stays very, very much the same. If not the same, almost exactly the same. Your accessories from your 9 will work with everything up to the 12. All the way back to the GoPro Hero 1, we've got the same action sports mount, but the best thing, this is the best thing about the mounts on the GoPro Hero 12, is we've now got a threaded tripod mounting. Not just for tripods, you can put them on any other mounts, but we've now got a thread there, which I think is a game changer. It makes mounting this camera so much faster. But of course, you've still got the little action mount flappy bits, so you can use any older style action camera mounts. If you've never used one of these before, this is what you need to know. We've got power and mode button on the side here. We've got the shutter button, the record button, start stop button on top, and we've got a flap here for getting into your SD card, your USB-C socket, and your battery. This side here, this is what's referred to on the internet as the forbidden flap. It doesn't open. So don't try and open that. Okay, so I mentioned the chassis of the camera is basically the same from Hero 9 through to Hero 12, which means if you've got any ND filters on the front of that go on the front of your older Hero 9, 10, 11, the lens comes off and works exactly the same. It means that it's backwards compatible with those ND filters, or if you've got the Max Lens Mod 1.0, you can use that as well. It takes a little bit of force the first time you take it off, but you just twist the lens and take it off just like that. Let's get the battery in the box. Must update before you can use it. So the easiest way to do that is to turn the camera on and pair it with your smartphone. Look at that, Hero 12 Black. We'll go to the Quick app, the GoPro button, and I want to find a new Hero Black. My camera is turned on, yes. Got some settings to do. All right, I want English, legal stuff. I agree. Voice control, not right now. We'll talk about that later. No SD card inserted, so we need to do that first. Flappy bit open, SD card. You want to make sure when you're buying an SD card that you've got heaps of space. 32 gigs okay. I like to go for 128 gig. That gives me heaps of space. I can do probably 2 or 3 hours filming on one card. But when it comes to the speed, class 10 and U3 minimum, especially when you're recording 4 or 5K. All right, SD card is in. Battery check, we need to plug the battery in. Let's do that now. We are plugged in and it's telling us to start up the Quick app. We've done that already, so we'll hit connect. Connect my camera. It is pairing. Would I like to pair? Yes, I would. Camera beeped, it is acknowledging it. It is pairing. Would I like to name my camera? Yes, I'd like to call it My Hero 12 Black. Save name. Name is saved. Fantastic. Let's make sure you're getting all of the latest features and improvements. Continue. Join. Right, now the software should download to my phone and go onto the camera. Continue with camera update. Yes, I agree. Here we go. Camera's still updating, so let's have a yarn about some of the other accessories that we've been given so kindly by GoPro. This is the Enduro battery. It's the same battery that the camera comes with, but if you've got a second one, it means you can go out with 2 charged and you're going to get, I would say, about 4 hours of battery life. Also, with the GoPro Hero 12, GoPro have done some trickery inside the camera to improve the battery life that you're going to get from the camera on a full charge. There we go, that's our GoPro Enduro battery. So they've removed the GPS module from the camera. They say nobody really ever used that anyway. There are still the accelerometers inside the camera, but they removed the GPS module, meaning any photos, they won't be geotagged anymore. No big drama for me. But that's just one of the things they've done, and that, they say, can as much as double the battery life that you're going to get from one battery. Now this camera is absolutely jam-packed with other features and settings, and you can customize it so many ways. But here's a couple of settings that I really like and I think you should know about. If we go into our menu by swiping down, go across to the right and go to Preferences. In here, under General, we've got beep volume. I always set that to low because I find the beeps annoying. Quick capture. If we turn that on, which it is, what that allows us to do is, if I turn the camera off, I no longer have to turn the camera on to start recording. Say I'm riding along and I want to take a shot of a bridge that's coming up. I can just hit the record button and the camera fires up and starts recording instantly. And then I can hit the stop button. It stops recording and powers down. How awesome is that? That is going to save you so much battery life. Now, it used to be to format the SD card, we had to go all the way into Preferences, and then we had to go to Reset and Format SD card. The GoPro Hero 12 has a new way of doing it. Yeah, we can do that. I just showed you. And when it finishes formatting, I'll show you the second way to do it. We go back to the front screen, menu, scroll left, and suddenly we get a quick menu to see how much room we've got on an SD card. And if there's data on there, we can hit Manage SD card and reset it and wipe the card from there. Something else that a lot of people like to use, I've never really used it much, but you can use voice control to start recording, turn off, turn on, all that sort of stuff. And as I said, a whole lot more. So don't be afraid to wander through the settings on your camera, customize it to suit how you use it. It is your camera after all. You've got to make it work for you and make life easier for yourself. Okay, so we've talked about some of the really cool features of the GoPro Hero 12 Black, but what I haven't shown you and what I haven't talked about yet is possibly my favorite feature of the camera. You can pair a Bluetooth device to the camera and use it as a microphone. Now on the side of my helmet, I've got the Cardo PackTalk Neo. You can use any of the Cardo range, you can use any of the Center range, as long as you've got a spare Bluetooth channel. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to swipe down and then swipe to the right, and under pair device, now I can pair a Bluetooth device. I'm going to hit the pairing button on my Cardo. Okay, I'm in GPS pairing mode. PackTalk Neo, hit that button. Okay, my Cardo is now connected to this GoPro Hero 12. If I go back and go back, you can see there's a little microphone icon there. That means that this camera will now, if I hit record, hello, you're now hearing me through the internal microphone on my helmet through the Cardo PackTalk Neo. Excellent. Now I can go for a ride and talk you through it. All right, setting up for the corner. Nice tight arc there, crossing over the line. There we go. Here we go into the big S's. Woo! All right, the camera is now fully up to date. When we first open up the camera, we can see that we've got standard quality on the bottom here. And this is going to give us 4K recording. In this setting, this is kind of the easy GoPro settings setup. We've got 3 levels of recording. We can record in basic quality, which is 1080. We can record in 4K, or we can bump it up to 5.3K. What we can actually do though is if we swipe down from the top and go across to controls, we can switch from easy to pro controls. And if I go back to the camera, we can set up different profiles here of any settings we like. I'm just going to stick with the main one here. HDR is a high dynamic range. It has been included in this camera for the first time. So if you are an HDR recorder, brilliant. Also, the sensor in this camera is almost square. So the settings, the second settings, the aspect ratio, we can now record in 16:9, which is your standard landscape. We can record in 9:16, which is vertical, great for Instagram. We can record in 4:3 or 8.7. 8.7 is using the entire sensor of the camera, which almost gives you a square aspect ratio, meaning that you are recording everything and you can crop it later for landscape or portrait, depending on what your purpose is. Maybe you're recording something and you want to use it both for Instagram and for YouTube. That'd be a great setting, is 8.7. We can change our frame rate from 60 frames per second, which is brilliant if you want to slow things down halfway. If we drop down to 30 frames per second, we can now select 5.3K and record in the best possible resolution this camera can handle. Our lens is set to wide, hyper smooth is on, and if we tap on capture, then we can change other things. Scheduled capture, we can set a time to turn on. We can change our duration if we only want to record 30-minute blocks, 15-minute blocks, 1-minute blocks, whatever it might be. There's a whole bunch of other settings in here I'm not going to go into, but under ProTune, this is where we can really dial in the settings of the GoPro Hero 12. We can change our minimum and maximum ISO, we can change the shutter, we can change our white balance, we can set our sharpness from low up to high. I generally stick on medium for that. And we can change the way our audio is recorded. We can set a raw, on, off, high, low, whatever. And something that GoPro's always done really well, in my opinion, is getting the colors on point. So we can go with a natural color, we can go with vibrant, or we can go with flat. Here's also where we can change the settings of our media mod. If I set our settings back to standard, 16:9, 5.3K and 30 frames a second, we suddenly get a range of different lens options. Okay, this is a shot in 16:9, 5.3K and linear plus horizon lock. And so this is a narrower aspect ratio, but sorry, a narrower field of view, but I can do full horizon lock. That is the camera now upside down. If I put my finger in the, there you go, there we are, and we're back the right way. Same shot, 16:9, 5.3K linear mode. Now there is no horizon lock, and I can tilt the camera and you can see that horizon lock not working. Alrighty, same shot in 16:9, 5.3K. This is the wide angle lens. This is 16:9, 5.3K super view. And this is 16:9, 5.3K in hyper view lens mode. All filmed at 30 frames per second from the same location. Super view and hyper view are what you really want if you're on a motorcycle and you want to get as much in the frame as possible. I generally go with super view, which allows me to use 60 or 30 frames per second, or 24, but I don't generally go that low. If you want to go with hyper view though, picture this: put the camera on your helmet and you're going to see all the way out to the ends of the bars. It's a really good wide field of view. That's our video settings. However, we've got many other things we can do. We can take stills from our video, that's fine, but we can even set this camera to take stills on its own. In our photo, all we need to do is swipe sideways on the screen to get to photo, or you can click the mode button, which doubles as the power button. In here, you've got a heap of different settings. You can go linear or wide. You can change the output of your photos. You can get right in there and change the ISO, the white balance, all those other bits and pieces, much like we did with the video. We've also got presets in the photos menu, so we can take a standard photo, we can take burst, we can take night photos, or we can set up a new preset. And the other thing the camera can do is under the time-lapse option, we've got a heap of different presets. We can go time warp, we can do star trails, we can do light painting, we can play with the vehicle lights, we can do time-lapse and night-lapse as well, and all of these actually work amazingly well considering they are presets in the camera from the factory. Let's check some of these out. Here we go with a time warp. Here is a star trail that I did the other night. Light painting is a very cool function. You want to make sure that you're in a very, very dark environment, and then you can literally paint with light. Put your GoPro on the dashboard or on the bonnet of your car at night and go for a drive with the vehicle light setting enabled. Or you can stand on the bridge of a motorway and set the vehicle lights on and come up with stunning photos. And the best thing about all of these settings is the camera will automatically take a still and create a video. Alright, so we go back to video and we can see that our battery is at 16%, and over here with that little 32 gig card, recording at 5.3K, 16:9, 30 frames a second in hyperview, we have an hour and 5 minutes of space available on that card. That's a 32 gig. So if we go right up to 128, that's 4 times that length, that space, and we can get 4 hours of footage. Alright, let's turn the camera off. I'll leave it plugged in. And what we're going to do now is remove the original lens. And we're going to get stuck in to the Max Lens Mod 2.0. It's essentially a fisheye lens. Can you see through there? Yeah. So what this does is it gives you a 177 degree field of view, but it also has the function of keeping the horizon level even if you turn the camera all the way around. Now GoPro came up with the Max Lens Mod a couple of years ago. I think it was with the Hero 9, and I was enamored with it. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. But now we've got the Max Lens Mod 2.0 with improvements. So as you can see, very easy to fit. It does stick out a little bit from the body of the camera, a bit further than the standard lens, and you want to make sure that you're not going to scratch this. Be a bit careful with it, because if it remains clean and unscratched, you're going to get the best videos. So there you have it, the GoPro Hero 12 unboxing, absolutely packed with features, and with the Max Lens Mod 2.0 and an extra battery, we've got so many options to go and record as much footage as we like. The GoPro Hero 12 is a great camera. It really is. If you want to know more, if you've got any questions, chuck them in the comment box below. Really appreciate you watching this video. If you've watched all the way through to the end here, chuck 27 in the comment box below and you'll go on my Christmas card list. It doesn't mean anything, but it's going to let me know that you've watched all the way through to the end of the video. Really appreciate you. Thanks very much for watching. And as I said, if you've got any questions, chuck them in the comments box below. GoPro Hero 12. I'm very excited about this camera. This is very cool.